So there are about 1,001 things that you can do if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling aimless, like you don't really have a purpose, like you don't really have things that get you excited in life. But the point of this video is we're just going to talk about one thing that you could do that is so easy, that is so effortless, that can guide you towards finding more aim, more purpose, maybe some things that start out as hobbies, but that you realize you are very passionate about and that you can even develop a career in if you so desire. And that thing is changing or upgrading the information that you consume. So I mentioned there's 1,000,001 things that you could do. One of those things, probably the most important thing that you can do, self-reflection and asking yourself what it is that you really do care about, what it is that you want to be pursuing. But that doesn't always have an easy answer. And oftentimes it's because you don't really have enough experience. You haven't tried enough things to know what you do really enjoy. But the question that you have to answer is, well, what do I even begin with? What can I even start to try out to know if I like it? There's 1,000,001 things. Am I just going to have to develop sufficient skills in everything? No, of course not. You're going to be dead before you do that if you spread yourself too thin. You got to pick a couple things, try to develop some skills in them before you decide to move on to some other things. Before you decide, I do or I don't like this. And one of the simplest ways to do this is to upgrade the information that you are consuming online. A lot of us spend so much time on YouTube and Instagram and maybe watching TV or on Netflix anyways. Now, how much of that is you consuming content that you don't really give a shit about? It's just like random Instagram posts that when you become conscious that you're scrolling, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? So if you can upgrade the information that you're consuming, start to follow some accounts that are grounded in things that you think you might find pretty interesting. Maybe it's bushcraft, right? Like outdoor survival. Maybe it's rock climbing. Maybe it's a musician. Maybe it's somebody who runs a marketing agency or something. So follow accounts that provide value in different fields, that show expertise in different fields, and you can start to get familiar with some of these things. And you'll notice your attention is going to be piqued by a few of them more than the others. And that's a good place to start. I know I started watching this TV show called Alone. And the premise of the TV show, maybe some of you guys know it, they get dropped off in the middle of nowhere, like the Canadian tundra, and they have a backpack of 10 supplies. There's 10 contestants, they're all on their own, and they have to survive for as long as they can. When they decide they can't do it anymore, they use their walkie-talkie, they page in, a helicopter comes and picks them up. So all these 10 contestants, an item that they all had was a bow for hunting, like bow and arrow. Now, throughout the duration of the show, you see them doing bushcraft and making themselves shelters and going out and hunting and setting traps for animals and also actively hunting with their bow. And I grew pretty fond of the bow hunting portions of the show. And I was pretty interested in it, so much so that I decided, hey, why don't I take up archery? That sounds pretty fun. So I went and got myself a bow. I got myself the equipment. And now I have a new hobby. Do I want to become a professional archer? No, I don't. But who knows? Maybe if I didn't have a direction or a purpose, that's something that I could see myself getting into. Honestly, even now, like if I wasn't doing this, I know that there's 4 or 5 other things that I would be really interested in trying to develop a career in. Developing a lot more skill in survival and becoming some kind of outdoors instructor seems pretty appealing to me. Trying to pursue a career in teaching jiu-jitsu would seem pretty appealing to me. I have a lot of interest in finance, so maybe I would go get a job at a bank. That also appeals to me. I know that I have so many different things that I'm interested in, and most of the time I'm finding these fields because of the information that I'm consuming. I'm watching a documentary on finance when I'm like 16 years old, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually really interested in the way that money works. I'm watching a reality TV show, and I'm like, oh, archery seems pretty cool. So I start to pick up all these different hobbies. And I'm not pursuing careers in any of them, but There are skills that I'm going to develop. And one day, if I decided, hey, this doesn't feel right for me anymore, this whole coaching thing, this whole YouTube thing, I have a long list of things that I would be interested in developing the skills, the skill set for those fields to the point where I could pursue it as a career. So the point is, if you clean up your consumption of information to things that you think are potentially inspiring to you, it'll start to light lamps in your head. The light bulbs will start to go off that, oh, this is something that I'm actually pretty interested in. I'm going to start to develop my skills in this thing a little bit and see how much I really like it. Maybe you're working your job, you really don't like it, you're looking to get out, but you don't know what you want to go pursue a different career in. Start to develop some skills in different fields, see what you really like, and go pursue that thing. And hey, maybe you're actually okay with your career. You're getting paid a decent amount of money. You enjoy your job, but you're still feeling kind of lost. You don't really have much to do outside of work and family, and you feel like you need some hobbies. This is also a thing that you can do. Clean up your consumption of information. Clean up your Instagram feed, clean up your YouTube feed, start subscribing to channels of things that you think are potentially interesting. Start following Instagram pages of things that you think are interesting. Watch some documentaries instead of watching some like bullshit TV dramas of things that you think are potentially interesting. And the light bulbs will start to go off. And you will have a long list of things that you have some interest in developing skills in. Even if you don't pursue it as a career, I have so many things that I am not pursuing as a career, but to give my life so much joy. They're really aligned with daily self-improvement. Like when I go train jiu-jitsu, I really feel like it is a self-improvement practice. It makes me a better person. Same with any discipline that you're going to focus your time and energy into honing your craft. That's going to make you a better you. It's going to help develop your character. So guys, that's it for today. Pretty simple principle. Like I said, there's so many things that you can do to really find more purpose and direction. But this is one very, very easy one. You're going to probably be consuming content online anyways. Clean up the type of content that you're consuming. Start looking at things that are potentially inspiring to you. And you will have a long list of fields that you are interested in developing skills in. That's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.